So, welcome to chapter 2 of Conflict Without Casualties. Chapter 2 takes us into one of the choices. First chapter told us we had a choice. We had a choice between compassion or drama. We had a choice between struggling with or struggling against. And as we go into chapter 2, it's kind of broadening the idea of what it means to choose drama. What is drama over compassion? So we have some common language. And so it's that place of misusing. Sometimes drama has become that big idea of just exciting things going on and always having things happening around. But and that is some of where the energy goes. The energy goes into all of these ups and downs and emotions. So as we head into this chapter, it starts with what is drama and understanding drama. Remember, over and against compassion. So drama it's about struggling against. It's about choosing that the other person isn't on your side, that you're not going to work to have that person on your side or to strive for the same things. And it can happen with or without our awareness. Drama, some of the roles that we'll talk about within drama um, come kind of naturally to us because of things that have happened in our past. When you talk about being a victim, that's the voice in your head telling you you might, you're always the one that gets picked on. And so you can default to that without even consciously thinking of it. And sometimes looking at people that are trying to get a particular response, we can experience them as actually choosing to be in drama. Our feelings, we get all involved in those and the negative attention, some of that, and just remembering that sometimes drama is mostly fueled by misinformation or ideas that really aren't relevant either to the situation or to what's being tried to be done or about the other person in some cases. So when we start to look is for drama to exist, there has to be this drama triangle. And this is different than a triangle that we talked about before, which is that idea that you bring somebody else in. You should be talking directly to one person, but instead of talking to them, you bring somebody else into the conversation, or you avoid talking to that person by bringing someone else in to um, have the conversation with and maybe get information back. When we talk about the drama triangle, it is very different because in order to truly be in this conflict, into this drama, you have to have other people willing to participate, is a way to look at it. And we participate in different ways. And this drama triangle looks at the persecutor, the one who says, you are a horrible person and nobody's trying. Um, Everyone else is just doesn't know anything. So they just see everyone as somebody that they have to overcome, overpower, push, force, any of that, and understand that the triangle collapses if there's no one willing to participate in that with them, no one willing to accept their definition of them, no one willing to try to come into that struggle with them. But then if you have somebody who is that victim, someone who's willing to say, yes, I always make mistakes, I never do the right thing, then that's the victim. And they're the one that is always kind of getting beat down, feeling beat down, but that also justifies the persecutor in the sense of keeping things going. And then, interestingly enough, the third person in a triangle is a rescuer, somebody who thinks they've got all the answers, somebody who thinks that if the victim would just listen to them, then the persecutor would be happy. Part of what we have to remember when we're in this triangle is that it's not about the other people making us happy. It's not about the other person making us behave the right way, nor can we make the other person behave the right way. When we're talking about the choices we are within this book, it's talking about taking responsibility for our own feelings, taking responsibility for not letting somebody else determine how you feel, but taking responsibility for what you need to feel good, understand yourself as someone of value in that piece. So That's part of that choice, is to choose not to participate. Some of what this does is kind of talk us through kind of those messages that go through our heads. And you can find this chart in the book. And it is just a way of looking and realizing what are those messages that you tell yourself that might continually put you in a situation of conflict or drama. It's some of what we talk about within abusive relationships. You certainly have the persecutor as the person who is constantly saying, "You're the one that's made me mad. You're the one that deserves to be punished." And the victim is that one whose message in their head is, "I must deserve this. I must have done something to deserve this." And constantly wanting that persecutor to be happy and trying to find the right way. And some of where I've always said we have to be careful is that the church has tended to come in at times and say, "I'm the rescuer. I'm going to tell you how you can make your spouse happy. I can tell you if you would just do these things right, then everybody would love you." And part of it is recognizing that that's a myth. And one of the biggest myths is that someone else has control over our feelings. The truth is, we have control over our own feelings. As we talk about this, we can all fall into these roles. One of the things we want to keep in focus as we're trying to figure out how we're going to go through this as leaders and how we're going to use these tools to help us as leaders is that for each of these individuals, what we're going to want to be looking for is how do we focus on their strengths? How do we focus on inviting them through their strengths to leave the choice of drama and come into the conversation of compassion? And we just have to remember, and some of this is, remember, drama isn't the goal. Drama is the thing we're looking to avoid. And so some of this chapter is about just understanding what it doesn't mean to pay attention to staying out of drama. It's We live in a world right now where drama is entertainment. What we're looking for is to find that way to understand that how do we, in each situation, in each conversation, choose not to live in drama? And remember, there are consequences. It isn't just entertaining. People get hurt. It hurts our teams. It hurts our ability to work together. So I invite you to have a little fun reading chapter 2, and I'll see you when we get to chapter 3.